just so you know, this is silly town.
Hello. Happy Halloween-ish.
Happy spooky times.
Oh, my screen was just like, actual recording quality is higher. It never says that. It usually says it's worse than whatever I see, so that's good to know.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
No, the videos I upload are always higher quality than what it looks like when we're recording, so that's all that matters.
I love that for us. Sometimes I watch them. Sometimes I let them play in the background because I don't want to look at myself. Really just depends on the day.
That's what the Spotify's for.
I know, but if we're not playing our videos, then who else is? So I always play them.
Oh, somebody's watching them. Got 11 views on one of them. Of course, it was the one that we talked about sex stuff, so that's fun.
Well, it's funny because I've been doing one-on-ones with my new team, and I had a really good one with this guy. He's based in Germany, but he's from New Zealand. And I don't remember what happened. We both got really excited during it. And then I mentioned that I record a podcast with a friend, and he was like, "Oh, what's it about?" And I was like, "Just like everything, and maybe don't start there though." Not that I wouldn't be okay with you finding it eventually, but we just met today. So
yeah.
maybe it could be a couple months, and I'll send it to you. It's fine. He's like, is it do you find that your conversations are really focused and rich? And I'm like, no, that's not really the brand, actually. They're often rich, but not focused.
Yes, 100%.
Mm. Speaking of,
so I suppose this is part 2 of the travel tales.
I guess it is.
I want to hear all about yours now.
Hold on. I'm gonna have new travel tales in 12 days, by the way. I just realized.
Yes.
All I have done to prepare for it is continue to pick up more shifts at work instead of do anything at all that I should, the 100 things I should be doing, unpack the suitcases that I keep looking at right now on camera because they're still packed. And then there's a backpack packed from St. Louis. But I digress. Wales was good. Wales was good again. It's funny because I talked it up to you guys so much after the first couple of times I went, and then we got there, and it was literally the first day, and Fingers was like, "I love it here so much, I want to live here." And I was like, "Oh, good. So I've not been overselling it." And she's like, "JP, you are underselling it." She's like, "You are underselling how great it is here and how great your friends are and how wonderful everyone is." And I was like, "Oh my God, I love that so much."
Yeah, they're trying to get me on that too, so it's gotta be something.
Listen, that's where the mansion's gonna be. Castle in Wales. I'll find one.
I still need a part-time apartment in London, though. I love London.
That's fine. We can do that too. You always want to go to the city. Also, more shows in London, more gig opportunity in London, bigger ones. But it was funny because when we got there, we met on the train, which seemed like a really impossible feat. She was sending me all these different train times, and I was like, "Which one will you be on?" And I was like, I don't know, because I'm not even at Heathrow yet. I can tell you what I'm aiming for, and I don't have a checked bag, so I can maybe make that happen. So we ended up meeting on the train in Reading, and we made not a lot of noise, but I guess a weird some kind of whisper noise that had everybody on the train looking at first. But I know I didn't yell because it was kind of late. It was after 9 o'clock and people were sleeping or whatever. But there was definitely some kind of whisper, squeal, or noise that happened that had everybody looking at us. And then I was super excited and anxious on the train, so I drank 3 beers. And then we got to the Airbnb and grabbed a beer and got some Taco Bell, because Taco Bell in Wales is delicious. The Airbnb was right above the bar where the show was the next night, and we were kind of expecting a shithole, but it was actually really cool.
Nice.
And kind of big, and it had little balconies off of all the bedrooms. and like a little outdoor space that looked right at the castle, but it was above and behind the bar. So you could hear sound check, you could like hear people in the smoking area, but also it didn't keep you up.
Hmm.
It was very interesting. Would 10 of 10 would recommend, would stay again. And actually it was the same owner that I stayed at a different Airbnb the first time I was in Cardiff. It was the same person.
Oh,
So it was good.
hell
Um
yeah.
yeah, so that was like the first, and then the next day I took my first like uh sober Adderall. So I'd only ever taken Adderall once in my life before, and it was when I was at a 4th of July party and I drank too much and I was tired. And my friend was like, "Here, take one of my Adderall to wake you up." And then like a little bit later she was like, "How do you feel?" And I was like, "Just normal." And she was like, "That's not good. That means you need it." And I'm like, "Well, we know this." Like, nope. So anyway, I took one and we walked around the city for like, I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 hours the first day, just talking.
Yeah.
And as we like walked more and more, we were talking about obviously like 47 different topics as we do. But like maybe an hour into the walk, I started saying things like, "Okay, we're gonna finish this thought, but then I want to go back to something that I was saying before." And she looked at me and she was like, "Yeah, you need Adderall." Like the most, because normally I would never go back to anything that I was saying; it would just get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
So that might have been like, not to undersell anything else, but that day might have been my favorite because we like dug into. We're actually like talking about my business a little bit for a while. Um, and she was like, I don't remember why I was explaining like what I do and how it's currently branded and how I'm like thinking about how to rebrand the business. And then we were talking about the concept of like authenticity coaching. And then she like stopped and just crouched down in the street like this. I don't, you've taken long walks with fingers,
Yeah.
and did one of these. And I'm like, "What's up?" And she's like, "I get it. I get it. I know what it means now. I understand." She's like, "I know what the word means, but I didn't like know what it meant as a concept in terms of what you do. And I get it now. And it's important." And she just started going on like a whole rant. And then I was like, wish that we were like kind of sitting so I could have taken notes on where we got with it. So
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, "When I'm going to call you and we're just going to do that all over again." Although I won't have Adderall, but um, so that was really fun. And then we talked about some things that like maybe we could do together, and some things that she could do. Also, you came up. So just talking about how like I'm just ideas and zero execution, like 98% of the time. And
That's
she was
why I'm here.
like, "I'm the same way," and I was like, "Well, this feels like lots of things could could stem from this. Like a lot of things could be brewing right now."
Let's make it
So,
happen.
mhm.
All the things.
So that was really fun. That was just an unexpected, like that's not what I expected to like walk around and talk about.
Yeah.
And it was all very like art and creative focused. But I did come up with a new direction for the business that I'm working on figuring out how to like message. Or it's not new. Maybe it's just more intentionally focused and communicated. We'll see. See how I end up. I still can't figure out how to put it on paper yet. Um, but then that first night was fun. Victoria came in. She was tired, so she ended up going to sleep before Osaya, but um she went to sleep, and then she had traveled from like 3 a.m. We had to walk to get her at a bus stop somewhere and then walk her back and whatever. Um but then Fingers met a bunch of my friends over there, and we made new friends, and she pulled out her party trick where she was guessing people's birth charts at the table just based
Yeah.
on what they look like and how they're dressed. um and I met a girl that literally offered to let me stay in her house sometimes when I go there.
Okay.
And another girl that lives in the little tiny town in the middle of nowhere that I visited for the first time in Wales. She was like, "How did you end up finding Wales and falling in love with Wales?" And I'm telling the story about like the first Glass Heart show way out in Narberth. And she's like, "That's where I live." And I'm like, "What do you mean that's where you live?" And she's like, "That's where I live." And she goes to her friend. She's like, "Guys, Jen went to Queen's Hall in Narberth." And I'm like, "This is fucking weird." Obviously, it's on brand and expected for me, but also it's still weird every time it happens.
Yeah.
She's like, "I used to she used to book shows there or do something there. She used to work for that venue in some way, shape, or form. I don't remember exactly what it was because I'm also 99% sure every single person at the table had ADHD except for maybe my friend Dan. So that was like, we ended up sitting outside talking for all of the other bands, and then I was like, "Hey, if we want to see Osaya, we have to go inside because we're gonna start in 4 minutes."
Yeah.
Um, so we went inside for that. I could not see anything because it's a very small place and I'm very short, and everybody was already in there. But they sounded great.
They're very good live.
Yeah, they sounded great, and Ricky was a ball of energy at the merch table after, but I saw nothing, next to nothing. And so that was fun. And then they do like a DJ party after. And then there's another bar in town that does like a DJ emo type party. So we actually ended up going to that other bar too. We were out till like 4 a.m.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Are places okay? So are places in Wales like open later?
I mean Cardiff specifically is a city, so there are at least 3 bars that I know of that are open until like 3 or 4 in the morning on the weekends.
I couldn't find anywhere in fucking London that was open past like 1.
I didn't really find anywhere in London open past 1 or 2 either.
Crazy.
Did I find anywhere? No, I don't think so. Because I kept going out and like eating, and then I went to like there's a cocktail bar. It's expensive though because it's like a cocktail and jazz bar that I think is open till 1. And then I found a bar in like I don't remember if it was in the Hoxton area. I don't even know if you say Hoxton. I have to ask someone how you say that, but it's called Bar with Shapes for Names. Um, it's literally like triangle, circle, square, and then in parentheses it's like bar with shapes for names.
Okay.
That place was open till like 3 or 4, but it was also expensive, and it's all the cocktails are like pre-bottled. Like they make them there, but when you go, they basically just open a bottle and pour it in your glass.
I don't like that.
No, I didn't either, but the bartender was cool. He had bartended in New York for years, and I was like, I just need to know, like, how much do you actually hate this? Like, that this is how you make drinks? He's like, I hate it so much. Because, like, even the martinis are already cold in the bottle, so there aren't even shakers. You're literally just putting out glasses and pouring things.
Ugh.
And he was like, I really hate it so much. He's like, but it's nowhere that you bartend around here is going to be the same as New York because you're not getting tipped anyway. Although, I can't remember the jazz bar that I went to. That was cool, but there wasn't much open like late when I was in London.
Yeah.
So that wasn't.
There's a couple like clubs in Bristol, but that were like they didn't open until like 9 o'clock, and then were open super late. But like, I just want a dive bar. Just fucking give me a dive bar that's open till 2 a.m. Please, for fuck's sake.
You come to Cardiff, I'll take you. Um, it's funny though because the first time I went, before I met my friends that took me back out, I was just reading what all the places were, and everything there says like most of the places have like club in the name, and I'm like, I don't fucking want to go to a club, but I wasn't really paying
Yeah.
attention to the fact that they're like different themed clubs. So like the two that I'm talking about are like rock clubs. So they have DJs, but they play like fucking Limp Bizkit and like Linkin Park and shit.
Yeah.
So it was a new vibe, but I'm digging up other dives. I found a dive that just does like open mics a couple nights a week over there.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think that one's open as late, but yeah. So we were out late. We were out till like four, and then I went with the boys to a chicken place. I didn't eat, but I just sat while they ate chicken, so I didn't get back till like 4:30. I was the last one back. It's the last one back that night, and then I curled in bed, and then the next day was when Fingers woke up sick, and we thought maybe for a hot minute we thought maybe she was hungover, and then she quickly deteriorated so fast. It was horrifying, but
Yeah.
we met a great paramedic, paramedic in the entire world. 3 of them actually. A woman named Zoe. She was also really hot, but she had an engagement ring on, so whatever was going on there. She did give me a name of a tea that's supposed to help with this congestion, so I've been drinking it for 2 days now. We'll see how it does. But she was great, and she was really funny, and she took really good care of her. And then the other paramedic's name, I remember a guy named John, and I remember because he was hot, but he was married. So 2 hot paramedics. And then I'm so sorry, the other guy was not hot, but he was also lovely. I forgot his name though. Obviously, see how my brain works. Um, so that was a weird day. And then
Yeah.
we were supposed to have gone to Swansea was doing this like kind of like festival type thing, which is basically just a bunch of shows organized at all different bars all around the city all day for the weekend. So we were supposed to like do that all day, and then Love Letter was playing at night at like a secret location. By the time we got her all situated, it was like pretty much over. And Victoria and I were like, I don't know, should we go? Should we wait? Because she had to go like to the ER just to get finished getting like checked out and fluids and shit. And she had her mom send me a picture from the ambulance and was like, she said, if you don't go to the show, she'll be so fucking mad at you or something like that because she's having her own concert in the ambulance and the ambulance inside had like all blue lights. So her hair was glowing, you know?
Yeah.
It looked like when she's at a show. And so we went and we got dinner over in Swansea and we tried to go to the show, but the secret location was in a tattoo shop, which was attached to a hotel, which was very small. And there were 2 bands. Love Letter was playing second, and they were very loud. And it was a really cool like setup. Like we were just gonna stay outside and listen because there wasn't a lot of space inside, whatever. But the people in the hotel were not thrilled. So got shut down. So then we got a couple road sodas and we were just walking around because when we were on the train, there were like a bunch of people coming in, but it didn't look like there was anything to do in the city, and I hadn't been there yet. And I was like, we want to walk around and see where all those people were going because they were like dressed up and pre-gaming on the train and whatever. So we went to a Spar and she got a little bottle of wine and I got a beer and we were walking around drinking and we found kind of like the main drag there. And it's a lot of chain or like multi-unit kind of places over there, right? Like a lot of the same exact places that exist on like part of High Street in Cardiff are also in Swansea. But the vibe was very much like my old like douchebag Jersey club vibe. Like, you know, people promoters for all the different bars just handing out free shot tickets and like already vomit puddles on the street at like before 11 p.m., which to be fair exists in Cardiff too, but it was just a very different like clubby vibe.
Yeah.
And so we walked down the whole street and we were both like, no, this is not it for us. So we ended up
Fair.
walking back to the train station, watching some girl throw up on her own shoes on the walk back. Um, Ubered back to Cardiff and walked down High Street and then watched a couple more people throw up on the walk back. So my whole day was vomit, which is
Yeah.
really interesting as an emetophobe.
Super fun.
Um, but she and I got some quality time, so I got a little quality time with each of them one on one, just walking the streets of different cities in Wales. Swansea is not on my list to return to anytime soon.
Fair.
Just different vibe. It's fine, to be clear, but it's not for me. And so
I get that.
those are like the first 2 days. And then we kind of thought that she'd be down for the count the next day, so we didn't set any alarms or anything. And we figured we'd just play the day by ear. We were supposed to go to another show that night that was that Punks for Palestine fundraiser.
Oh yeah.
For. And so Victoria wakes up like early every day and she has her routine every day. So by the time I open my eyes, because I hear people talking, she had already had like 3 cups of coffee and was already working on her not needlepoint or whatever that is, she does this stuff with the string, she makes the bracelets and stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, fingers, she woke up and she ate some bread and she drank some stuff and whatever. And then like 10 minutes later, she comes in the room like wide awake. And she's like, oh, that was the best medical care I ever received in my life. And I'm like, I can't believe you're just up and walking around right now. You were sick for 10 hours yesterday.
Yeah.
And she's like, I mean, I'm tired and I feel swollen from all the fluids, but like she was objectively fine. Like, you would not have known. And I was stunned. So we did end up going to the show. She didn't stay for the whole thing, but it's okay because our Airbnb was closed, so me and Victoria stayed for the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that we were gonna see much of her the next day because I figured she'd probably still be sleeping it off. But they,
It's amazing what proper medical care can do for you.
it's wild. It was a weird experience, right? Because even calling 999, which is their emergency, like you've got to go through like all these prompts and recordings, and part of the recording is like, abusive language will not be tolerated, blah blah blah. And so I had to go in the room with her to like they triage over the phone, and she doesn't like help, so I had to go in the room and I was like, listen, I know you don't want me in here, because she was like telling us to fuck off all day, like not to go near her and help her until she finally wanted help. And I was
Yeah.
like, I know you don't want me in here, but like the way that this works is I have to ask you these questions and you have to answer them. I'm like, and you cannot tell these people to fuck off or they're gonna hang up and they're not gonna come help you. And she was like, okay, I won't. Like, triage you over the phone, and if it's not that serious and they can recommend over the counter stuff, they will. If it's like the next level serious, they have after hours like clinics and stuff that you can go to. And then if you need like medical care, then they start to decide like, do you need a paramedic to come to you first? Can you get to the hospital on your own? Because the waits for ambulances are very long. Like it was like a 3 to 4 hour wait, and I had to call back twice to get her escalated. So then she ended up getting like the highest level paramedic to come help her get comfortable while they were waiting. But I think we were hanging out with Zoe for probably like an hour and a half to 2 hours before the ambulance came. And then they take you, but you wait in the ambulance at the hospital, which I guess is why the waits for the ambulances are so long. But they're like treating you. So it's not like here where you call an ambulance and it's $3,000 just to put you in it before they even take your temperature, and then they take you to a hospital and they stick you in a fucking hallway on a triage bed where everybody ignores you. Like they
Yeah.
actually treat you the whole time. So like as we learned, it was very frustrating at first, but as we learned it was happening, it was like, oh, this makes sense, and this is actually why they're like prioritizing healthcare worker visas, because they need more people in order to be able to give like this level of care to people.
Okay.
So she was super, super happy with the care. Like doctors take blood there, not just nurses. And they were asking like her consent to ask her about different things. You know what I mean? They didn't just come and ask her a bunch of questions. They didn't weigh her just for the sake of weighing her. Like there was just a lot of like, sounds like a lot of humanity in the way that she was treated. And I mean, that's what it was like when we were interacting with people while she was sleeping. Like, it was like, oh my God, this woman, like, gives a shit.
Yeah.
Because they gave her, like, anti-nausea and painkillers, and she went to sleep. And then the first thing I said to Zoe was, like, what happens when she wakes up? What if she's sick again? And she was like, oh, well, then I'll give her more. And I'm like, what do you mean you'll give her more? And she's like, I'm not leaving her. And I was like, oh, you're not? She's like, no, I still have to hook her up. Like, they gave her fluids right in the bed at the Airbnb. And I'm like, oh, this is unlike anything I've ever experienced when it comes to medical care. And she said they kept reminding her the whole time that it was free.
Yeah.
They kept telling her it was free, and I was like, because I bet that they think people will like refuse care, because like I would have called sooner. But in my brain I was like, I have no idea. Like if she's saying that she doesn't want to see a doctor, and I try to force it, and it's like a $50,000 bill because I have no fucking idea what it could cost.
Yeah.
So they apparently keep reminding you like this is free. All of this is free. I guess if you get admitted, you start to pay. Like if you have to stay in the hospital overnight, you start to like accumulate a bill.
Yeah.
It was a journey, but it was interesting.
I mean, at least you have all that information now for, you know.
Now I can deal with medical emergencies in the UK, at least in Wales. But yeah, then she was like up and running the next day. She got tired early, but like I wouldn't have even probably left my bed until 3 o'clock. So good for her.
Yeah.
And then by the day after that, she was waking me up with coffee every day. She's so sweet. She comes in and she just rubs my back and she's like, "Hey, I made you coffee. It's right on the nightstand."
That's so cute.
How long do we need to get ready before we go out? And I'm like, just tell me 10 minutes before you want to leave, because like I don't give a fuck, like I'm a troll. But like every morning, just rub my back, hand me a coffee. It's the sweetest
I
thing.
love that so much.
It was so cute. It's so different. My mom would wake me up and she'd just come in my room and be like, Jen! Or just rip my blanket off. I'm like, this is weird. No one's ever woken me up gently in my life.
Yep.
Um, so what else did we do? We went to the Osaya show. We went to the fundraiser. I got to take everyone to the beach I fell in love with, where all of us immediately began neurodivergently collecting rocks in our pockets, like,
As you should.
which I'm pretty sure is illegal, but it's fine. Um,
Wait, is it like a national park thing? Like where you go to a national park here and you're not allowed to take anything?
I'm pretty sure that like all along the coast of the UK, you're not supposed to take like rocks or shells. I'm pretty sure. I didn't look it up because then plausible deniability, but I'm pretty sure.
What about all those motherfuckers who sit out there and like fossil hunt on the coast then?
I don't know. That's pretty much what we were doing though. Like we were digging through everything. Like we found some really interesting shit, like
Crazy.
petrified wood and shit. Um, and I didn't really, because when I went the first time, I was like just walking the coast, right? And it was warm, so I climbed down on the jetties and I like went into the water, but it was raining, so the jetties were kind of slippery, so we didn't do a lot of that, but we went right to the rocks like immediately, like all four of us. And then we walked down by where I was and we are like looking at the views and the little town around there. And then when we walked back and we were about to leave, there's a river that like goes into the sea right there. And I guess when the tide went out, it brings out like most of the river, like a ton. So you can actually walk like a huge chunk of the actual riverbank. So then we went down and we were
That's
walking,
cool.
basically walking like in the mouth of a river, give or take the little bit of, water that was still flowing. So then we kind of went back to rock hunting and exploring like in the mouth of the riverbank, which was cool. So all in all, we were probably there for like 4 hours. Just walking around, and that was when she decided she wants to live there. She's like, I'm just gonna tell Matt that we're moving. Like, please tell Matt this is not my fault, but I support this. There were
It is what it is.
We saw 3 rainbows while we were there. 2 of them were doubles.
Yeah.
Um, they were beautiful. So it was like also just we're like you would think that. Can you shut up? It's late. There's not even any reason for her to be barking.
Fucking Steve again.
No, but Steve and his girl were fucking fighting when I came home. Steve is a red flag, by the way.
Yeah, no, fuck you, Steve.
Fuck Steve. Steve, if you ever find this, suck a dick. You're an asshole. My dogs don't bite, but if they did, I would not pull them away from Steve because that man is something's not right there. Anyway, yeah. So the rain was actually like a pretty cool benefit because we got all the cool rainbows from it.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It was like warm-ish too, so it was raining, but it wasn't cold.
Yeah.
But actually, Victoria's umbrella fell apart piece by piece throughout the day, though. Like first it flipped inside out once real quick, then later like just the little button on top popped off, so it was like raining into the umbrella. Like, then like I don't know, at another point like just one of the things broke, I think. I don't know, it just like slowly, then the handle, it came in like it was like 2 parts. It just like slowly but surely began to deteriorate throughout the day. Our
This
5 pound
fucking
umbrella.
Looney Tunes ass.
We did only pay £5 for them, so it's fair. At one point, because she only had half the handle, she had to hold it like really close to her head. I actually do think this tea is working.
Ugh.
We did some some charity store, thrift store kind of shopping too.
Yeah.
Then we did some shopping, which was unexpected. What else did we do over there? We saw the castle. we didn't do as much as far as like the castles and stuff because we lost that one whole day. But then we had so then Victoria left Wednesday. What did we do Wednesday? Oh, we had the psychology festival started Wednesday. So we went into Newport Wednesday and Thursday. But apparently none of
Whoa.
five. Apparently none of the three of us, like Fingers, her mom, or I, had any desire to follow an agenda of any sort.
Shocker.
So we like looked at the agenda. We were trying to pick the like different events that we wanted to go to. And I think we spent the whole like keynote and first event just sitting down drinking coffee trying to figure out which events we wanted to go to. Just bunch. And so then it was lunchtime by the time that stopped. So then I walked them over to go see Newport Castle because that's the one that I think is so cool because it's in the middle of the city. It's just ruins, but. And then by the time we walked back, we had to get lunch. And then after we had lunch, I think we still couldn't figure out which talks we wanted to go to, so we didn't go to any. And we went to like a metaphysical shop and like an art store and walked around a little bit more. And then we went back, and I don't remember what we did that night. And then the next day we did go to the festival and we participated in this really cool creative event called the Rejects Room, which actually I'm going to join monthly virtually now. So it's just a space to like create. So they had like Play-Doh on the tables and markers and like they printed out stuff so you could cut out letters like you were cutting up magazines and stuff. And the Play-Doh ended up being for nothing except like obviously all of us that needed to immediately do things with our hands. So but you like they open it up with just intros and then you tell everyone kind of what you're rejecting in the moment and then what you are salvaging or embracing.
Nice.
So we like went around and talked about that and then they asked us a couple because the focus of the festival was community, which is why we were both so excited to go. So they asked us a couple questions around like what community means to us and we like drew out some stuff that got put on a board and then we got to make something to take with us or to give to someone that like demonstrates what community means to us. I don't know where mine is. I have it actually. I made a button. Um and so then we spent just like it was just 90 minutes of that, like just talking about that and playing with markers and glue and shit and then Fingers and I were both like, we want to keep doing this. How do we sign up? Like, can we keep doing this even though we don't live here? And they were like, yeah, we're virtual. We do this once a month. Like, it's just a space for this. So, the next one is in November, I think, while I'm over there. And I'm so excited because I just like haven't sat down and made something with my hands. I can't even tell you in how long. And I just made this little button. Like, drew an index card for the wall, and then I made a little button that I left with, like a badge, like a
Yeah.
pin. It's still in my jacket pocket, I think, actually, somewhere. I'm gonna get it. I don't have pants on, so I don't know what everybody just saw. Oh, broke something. Also, I have things for you. I'm gonna show you what I have for you. Anyway, this is one of my other favorite things we did was just make these stupid little things. This is where I landed with it.
Oh, that's
It's
cute.
like the washi tape and like this is like I colored the background in. I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know. It was a really fun experience to make something with my hands again for the first time, and I can't tell you how long.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever been good at that. Look, I have things for you.
That's not what creating's about anyway.
This is true. What just fell out of here? Oh my. Oh. Well, I'm glad I emptied this out before I sent it to you. Hold on a second. I have to handle something. Hang on. 1 minute. Oh, no. This is so unfortunate. Well, your stuff is fine, but did I tell you about my flower bugs? My flower beetles?
What?
I have a little bit of a flower beetle problem.
Okay. Are you talking like like the cooking ingredient?
Yeah, so have you ever heard of
Okay.
flower beetles?
Uh, no,
Well, so
I don't
they
think so.
are these little dudes that sometimes come trapped in bags of flour.
Oh yeah,
And then what is annoying is they reproduce at an alarming rate.
as most bugs do.
And a lot of ways they're really tiny, and you can usually just throw away whatever they came in. But I can't find anything with them in it, and I
Oh,
don't have. God bless you. And I don't have any old flour, so I think they came in some produce at some point.
Do you have pasta?
No, I already took care of all the pasta that I had.
No.
Threw it all out. So I've thrown out everything that in theory could have caused this.
Huh.
But then, like, once you have them, the way you get rid of them is like all these pesticides and stuff that I can't just put out with the dogs. So I
Yeah.
finally found like some kind of traps that they walk into, and then they bring it back to wherever they live. You know, kind of like ant traps.
Nice.
I have to buy those. Anyway, apparently some of them have been hiding in the envelope that I have to mail to you. So now there are no more flower beetles.
Arnar.
Yes, but I bought you this. We bought you this, me and Victoria.
Oh,
And we bought you this because someone was making them at the fundraiser.
that's so fucking cute.
And then I'll just kind of show you your frog, they, them every time that I've had for you since March. And then your slut perfume.
Oh shit, I totally forgot to mail you your slut perfume. That's
All right, so did I. My whole plan was to give CK this stuff. My whole plan was to give CK this stuff to mail to you because I'm so bad at mailing things, and then I never gave it to her any of the times I saw her.
dude. Okay, I've been trying to get Finger's address for like 2 months now, and I finally got it. 'Cause I'm like, I need to go to the post office this week, and so I finally got their address. And you know what I didn't do?
Go to the post office.
I did not go to the fucking post office.
Oh.
Whoops. I'll do that when I get back from Colorado. It's fine.
And then she bought me a love spoon while we were there.
Oh, I
Yeah,
think it's
so
two of them.
now I have two. I should have just waited one more trip. I wouldn't have to buy my own, but now I have
This
to
is
hang.
cute.
I know, I love
Yeah.
it. I love them. And I think I don't know, that was it. It was really cool though. One night we all just like hung out and just like talked about a little bit of fucking everything.
Yeah.
And it was cool because we were like her mom was like chilling with us and we all got along really well, and we are just like she didn't really drink after that first night, but like me, her mom and Victoria, so me, Tammy and Victoria were just like drinking bottles of wine, and we're all just like bullshitting and sort of trauma dumping, but also not just trauma dumping, and like we were just playing music in the background. And then that same night she released my hips, and now I can't fucking walk right anymore because apparently I've been walking wrong the whole time.
Fuck.
The next day my legs are like jello, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And she's like, oh, well, I released your hips. She's like, so now you have to actively engage your legs when you walk. I'm like, what does that even mean right now?
Right? Don't let Mother Hand fuck with my hips.
No,
She
it
does her
wasn't Mother
job.
Hand. It was Finger
Oh.
doing
Oh.
shit that her and Matt do, like that they know.
Oh. Okay, well don't I'm fucking not gonna let Fingers touch my hips then.
No, actually, it was probably good. It took me a while to figure out like why walking was weird, but I think I got it now. I think I'm getting back because I'm crooked,
Aren't
and
we
I
all?
also like want. I don't remember what she was making me do, but like there's like my
Yeah.
hip is like wildly inflexible on one side. You store a lot of trauma in your hips,
Oh yeah, I
so I'm surprised I could walk at all, to be honest.
That's why
Surprised, I'm surprised my legs worked.
I do my daily music video vixen dancing. Every like if I'm doing like dishes or making breakfast or something, I just dance around like a 90s R&B video bitch. Um that's how I release the trauma in my hips, by just shaking ass. That's
I was just thinking about this today, and I think I said something, I think two fingers today. I, like, for most of my life, like, either would not dance in public or would only dance if I was drunk because I'm not a good dancer. And then I don't really know when I stopped doing that, to be honest.
yeah.
Probably sometime in the last 5 years, like everything else I've done in my life. Like, now you will find me dancing in the squat rack. You will find me dancing at the grocery store. You will find me I can't even imagine if there are videos from the people right behind me at the Alpha Wolf barricade in like Newport. I'd fuck off because I don't even know what that looks like, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like fully unhinged. And so in my car, it's either like super heavy, like metal type shit, or I've been on this journey of like 80s synth pop infused emo shit. And you'll just see me like, I'll just be like in traffic, just like fucking dancing. And people are looking at me and I'm like, I don't care. I'm so much happier than you are right now in this traffic. My whole
Honestly,
life is
yeah.
better.
I don't know about people in traffic, but I listen to a lot of rap when I get off work.
Mhm.
Um, and I get very into it. After work, I usually close, so I drop off the bank deposit, and obviously there's a camera that faces that line where I park. So I'm like sitting here doing my little white boy rap hands as I'm like dropping off the deposit and just going so fucking. And I'm like, I wonder if the people at the bank just have like a little daily show and tell of like, look what this crazy bitch did in the deposit line today.
I literally, with when I was at Hanson last week too, so I think every band has like a song that when they play it live is like, I'm done, like blackout, done for the rest of the.
Yeah,
And so for Hanson, it's If Only. And when I tell you, like, that's one of the songs where they want you to jump. When I tell you, I've got to be like 10 feet in the fucking air. Like, I can see everything in the entire venue when that song comes on, and I do not care. Somewhere there are videos of me that exist where they're like, how the fuck is that little girl above these 6'5" men? Like, I don't know, just springs in my legs for this one song, and I do not care. And
yeah,
I can see the band see, and I'm like, that's right. I will follow instructions. Like, crowd participation is my number one favorite thing. You tell me what to do, I will do it. That's
yeah.
But it's so fun, and so I just like my whole life is better since I just started dancing all the time.
Dating is so much fun. That's why it doesn't matter if you're good at it or not. It's like art. Like you don't do it to be good at it. You do it because it makes you feel fucking good. Like,
But I didn't realize that when I was young.
yeah,
It's like I didn't realize that you don't have to be good at art when I was younger. I'm like a new child. I'm like a child all over again.
yeah.
Keep telling people.
Wait, when was your last Saturn return? You
It was.
reset the clock?
I think I did because it was. I think it was. I have to look now. I don't remember how to look that up. I feel like it was 2019, 2020. We talked about this. I should remember this.
Yeah. I don't know if we ever did the calculator. I know when mine started, but this is my first one. So, but I just that makes me think though, because like I keep seeing the post. There's this like post going around on Twitter right now. It's like, uh, somebody said it, and they're just like, I don't know how to explain it, but 27 is older than 31, and all the Astro
Mhm.
girlies are on it. Like, yeah, fucking Saturn return has happened. Of course, you're younger at 31. Like you fucking restarted the whole clock. Like, what do you mean? So
No.
like, that's yeah,
Wait, so let me see, because if I was 35 when mine came around, I'll die. And I should remember this. I'm doing it right now because I don't know how to wait to do things. I need to know immediately.
I think I still have like my calculator up because I've been doing
Current
it for so many people.
current city for Saturn returns. I don't know.
Jesus,
Oh, that was a good one.
thank you.
Sorry.
I've been annoying my boss for like a year now to get me his fucking birth time because I'm like, I want to just like let me do your chart, you know, just like just just give me.
Oh, first Saturn return. 29. November 14th, 2014.
When did it end?
I don't know. How do I tell that?
Well, what was it in?
I mean, what was it in?
Like, what's your Saturn?
Oh, duh. Sorry. I'm like, what do you mean? Uh, you did mine the first time. That's why I'm confused.
That makes sense.
My Saturn. I don't know why I want to say Scorpio.
Okay, so whenever it shifted into Sagittarius is when it ended. That's chrono. Is that chrono? Yeah, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Yeah.
So when was that?
No idea.
Calculate returns. I don't know. We need to see this though.
We'll figure it out.
We'll do this later.
Uh,
I also had the best Welsh cake I've had yet so far.
yeah.
It was orange and chocolate from Rogue Welsh Cakes in Newport.
I need someone to send me these so bad.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like the pre-packaged ones can be sent to you and they're fine. They're good, but they're not like these. I need to figure out if I can send you like these, the ones that they're making like that day. Because they do, like, Fabulous Welsh Cakes does package them. Because
Yeah.
Melissa took some home. I don't know. They probably go stale faster, but they're more delicious. And also, I fell in love with crumpets. So I was supposed to buy a crumpet. I was supposed to buy crumpets and bring them home for my friend, but I ate them instead.
Aren't those just English muffins?
No, they're not.
Okay.
No. They taste like if English muffins and an Eggo waffle had a baby. Like a dry Eggo waffle.
Oh.
Yeah. It took me a while to figure out what it was, but that's what it tastes like. And
Okay.
I like dry Eggo waffles because I used to do whatever I saw on TV, and you know how the kids would just take them out of the toaster and take a bite and act like it was the best thing they ever had. And so I taught myself to like dry Eggos so I could be like the kid in the commercial.
Dude, I don't know about the kids in the commercial, but I get that. My kids just raw dog waffles, like the frozen waffles, all the time.
They're so good.
We get the buttermilk ones though,
Oh,
and so they're like a little bit thicker, but then they get crispy on the outside, but then they're like not. Melody calls them gooey inside, but they're not gooey. I don't know how to describe it, but they're still like soft and fluffy and stuff.
Is that one of your words? No, one doesn't bother.
Food should not be described with that word. Unless it's absolutely disgusting, it should not be described with that word. Like I would
think that's like I like that word for cakes and stuff. Like that's
nope,
I want you to tell me
the cake is wet. The cake
wet?
is just wet.
No, that sounds like it got rained on. No. Wet makes me think soggy. The M word doesn't make me think soggy.
That word makes me think soggy and gross, like a damp basement. That's what I think of when I hear that word.
No,
or like somebody's gym sock that like got trapped in the bottom of the fucking duffel bag for like weeks.
Because damp is different. Damp is gross.
Damp is synonymous with that word.
I don't know. I don't agree there.
That's fine.
I like that word for food. I use that word to describe chicken too. Although most of my chicken's dry because I've had salmonella before and I don't care if it's too dry. I will just cook that shit until it's so cooked. You don't eat chicken, so it doesn't matter, but
I do not have that problem. Oh man. Okay, hold on. While we're talking about food really quick, I'm so mad. I talked about those fucking potatoes for so long last time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what the Spud Bros went and fucking did?
Oh no.
They went and did a fucking plant-based potato after I was gone.
Wait, what does that mean? What is a plant-based potato?
So they're using some kind of like plant-based protein to be more like veggie friendly because they have like tuna and like chili and like chili con carne and like whatever else for like options as a topping, but now they have a plant-based one. And I'm like, you couldn't do this a month and a half ago.
Time to go back, that's all.
And they were in London, and I'm just like, okay. You hate me. It's fine.
Time to go back, that's all.
Oh, no. Yeah, we're already working on it. I actually told Jason about my my plans. And he's just like, I really do hope you go for it because, like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I wouldn't be talking to you about it if I wasn't already like halfway there. Like it's happening.
There's no hoping, Jason. This is a done deal. Like
Yeah,
it's
no.
a matter of when.
I've learned very quickly that like if I'm talking about it, it's because I'm already far enough into the plans that like there's no turning back. Otherwise nobody would be hearing about it because I'm not fuck around with that evil eye shit, man. Like nobody's gonna jinx my shit. I'm not gonna jinx my shit. Like I'm 12 steps ahead of you.
I have a couple friends that I tell them, and specifically like my friends Lauren and Sam. Like I will tell them that I have an idea, and like in my brain it's literally just an idea, and then I'll like tell them that like a couple weeks later, like, no, I'm really gonna do it, and they're like, yeah, but we already knew that, and I'm like, what do you mean it was just an idea? And they're like, it's never just an idea by the time you say it to us.
Yep.
And I'm like, I didn't realize that. I guess that's true, but like, I swear to God, when I tell you the things, I think they're just ideas that I'm not fully bought into.
Sometimes if you just like verbalize it, though, like that's all you need for it to like truly solidify in your head that it's happening. Like,
I think it's still, and again, I use the word trauma for myself a lot, and I still like self judge because like it's not, I don't know, it's not, again, I'm going to minimize my own trauma right now, but like I feel like people have had it, so many people have had it way worse than me, right? But I noticed it in these little things where like sometimes I think I say things to people out loud like that because in my brain the idea seems so far fetched, and I just want one person to tell me that it's a bad idea or act like it's crazy, but I don't have any friends anymore that do that. And so like I'll like tell them things, or I'll tell people in chat things, and they'll be like, yeah, obviously you're going to do that. And I'm like, what do you mean obviously? This is insane. And they're like, there's literally nothing insane about what you're saying. Like, for example, moving to another country. Like my friend Lauren's like, do you know how many people have lived on like all three continents? Like they start moving when they're in like their 20s. And I'm like, you're right. I don't know why it
yeah,
feels crazy. So it's like sometimes I think I tell myself they're just ideas because I'm waiting for someone to shoot them down, but nobody shoots my ideas down anymore.
yeah, because you have people who believe in you and don't want to watch you self sabotage.
Yeah, it's still kind of weird though. Like it's
Yeah,
a
no, oh no,
years
it's like,
into
oh
it,
shit, you have faith in me? Hold on, why? Where did this come from?
like when I told Lauren last year that I wanted to move, she was the one that was like, maybe you should start taking longer trips. And I was like, yeah, but I can't move. She's like, why? I'm like, because of the dogs. And she's like, well, I have a question for you. I'm like, what? She's like, do you see yourself ever not having dogs? And I'm like, no. Like maybe there will be a time when I only have one again for a little bit because I could use a break. But as far as like never, ever like not having a dog, absolutely not. And she's like,
Oh,
so eventually you will have to move a dog with you if you want to do it. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, lots of people move their dogs, they'll be fine.
yup,
And I'm like, it's not selfish. And she's like, I literally don't know like how you got to that being selfish. I don't know either now that you said it. Now it sounds ridiculous, but
yup. It's weird though, like how easy it is for people who like doubt us or like want to see us fail because they're not doing anything get into our heads versus the people who like genuinely believe in us. And it's like, why is it so hard to believe those people who like know what the amazing things we're capable of? Like, I don't know if I actually finished the thought at all during that. But do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's wild. I unblocked someone recently. Well, I don't remember when I unblocked them, but they recently figured out that they were unblocked.
yeah.
And I let that go for a couple months. And the things that that person chose to like make fun of me for and legitimately verbally and emotionally abuse me for, I'm like, this is so weird. Like talking about like because I took photos nude, and like there's pictures on the internet where you can just see my butt, and I'm like, these photos are the same as the bathing suits that I walk around on the beach in. That when you used to see me when we used to be in person, you'd be like, you have such a great body for your age. Make sure you stay in shape. You look so good. You look so healthy. And like now it's in a picture. It's literally the same. Like you see all the same things, but now it's an embarrassment. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I
Crazy.
don't care. Like I'm healthy at 39. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want with my body. Like you know
Right.
why? Because I'm 39 and I can do whatever the fuck I want with my body. Like
Right.
Part of being an adult. I can say whatever the fuck I want. You know who pays for the consequences for whatever I say or do? Me. Just me. So don't worry about it. You're fine. Sit
Right.
back, relax, enjoy the show. Have fun. But it's so weird because they just come out of the woodwork. Like, no, I'm good. I'm happy. But it was kind of fun. It didn't bother me as much this time. Like, I do have therapy tomorrow just to sort through some of it. But the things that I need to sort through are not actually what was said to me. I don't know how to explain it without getting into detail, which I don't want to do on this one because this is a fun episode.
Yeah, no.
But it was fun to just be like, actually, this is insane. Like, we haven't spoken in I can't tell you how many years, and actually, the way you're talking to me is still insane. And
But now you can recognize it better because it's like you've been there before, and it's like, you know, you've already been put up with the shit, so like we're fucking moving on, you know?
yeah, the reaction used to be like, why don't you love me? But now it's kind of like, you don't love me. It's okay. You don't have to.
Bummer, I love me.
It's the same. I like it here. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. If you loved me, I'd do anything for you, but you don't, so I'm not going to. Like, it's a couple less. It's one less person. One less person that my Taurus moon has to cater to.
I love
God,
it.
God. I'm thinking about Welsh cakes in the background, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, I'm thinking about fucking burrito, man.
Did I tell you? Sorry.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Whatever it is, no. So this is I don't have my 2025 trips planned yet, which
Yeah.
is making me a little bit sad because like once I come back in December, I need to figure out like when I want to save up for again. I would like to do some of festival season over there, I think. Because
Yeah.
I don't think I'll get a summer Hanson tour to worry about. But also like I just needed to know that I'd be back, even though I know. I don't know, I need a thing. So I bought tickets for the Offspring in
Okay.
November of next year in Cardiff. And then this band that I used to work for, that like one of the first bands I ever worked for, announced a show in Cardiff. And my friends were going, and my one friend said that his dad used to play the records all the time, so we bought tickets for that. So now I have two shows in Cardiff in winter of 2025 to at least look forward to.
Nice.
Oh, and they're both throwbacks. I love it.
I'm still waiting for some announcements.
I'm
I'm
waiting.
pretty sure. I don't know when it is. I think the start of next year is like the last couple shows that Enter Shikari is going to have over there before the end of this album cycle. Because I want to say Rao's already posting stuff about new stuff that they're cooking up, which obviously is so exciting. But that also means another like 2 years before, or no, like a year before a new single at least. But no shows, which is kind of a bummer. But I'm still watching for a few bands because I want to get back over there like desperately in an unhealthy way.
There's too much. There's too much overlap in shows. I'm looking at something right now actually that I forgot about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to. So I like You Me at 6, and they are doing the last run of this like goodbye tour. They're doing in March over there, and I would like to go to the show that Holding Absence is opening. Everything's sold out, so I've not even looked at resale yet.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to aim to get over there for that and see what's going on.
I wish I would have found them sooner. I'm so bad.
Oh, they're good. I've never seen
No,
them.
they're so good.
But I've not seen them live.
So good. I'm actually really, really excited that I get to see them at least twice on their final run since but no, they're so good live. Frey was doing the little, and the singer was doing it back. It was really cute.
I love that.
Yours truly also is really good. They're like the openers for them this run.
I don't remember if I feel like I know them, but not.
They're Australian.
Listen,
which I didn't know until the singer started talking.
I love me some Aussies, you know that.
They're also all adorable. Their energy is fucking insane. They're really good. I definitely want to see them again. But yeah, it's a real bummer that I guess fuck what did they say it was like 16 years or something of Yumi at 6 or some shit like that.
I think they're close to 20.
Probably. I know they've had a similar run as Enter Shikari.
Yeah, I think
Which
they're close to 20. And then everyone's like, why? And they're like, we just, like, we're kids and we've done this our whole lives and, like, we want to break.
is totally valid. I get it. But also bummer because they're really good.
They are good. I think they're close to 20 because I definitely remember them, like,
Actually.
like, deep in my emo phase still, which obviously, I mean, I don't know if you're watching this video, fucking look at me. But there was a break in it. And they were around then. Like, I've been listening to them forever.
You are right. 2005.
God, I'm so good with these weird.
Yup.
You know why my brain never left 2004, 2005 music. Like now everything's coming back again, and I'm so wildly excited for it. So all the sounds are similar.
Yeah.
I was just listening to Black Gold just did like a take on Insane in the Brain, fucking the Cypress Hill song. It's so good. Yeah, I don't know.
Actually,
So I'd like to
listened
get
to
over there
them.
for Yumi and 6. We'll see. Yumi at 6. We'll see.
Do it.
Maybe like a shorter one in March because then I would love to be able to do. Ideally, I'd love to do like 2 or 3 months straight.
I wish. If you do that though, you should do that towards like the end of it. You said those two shows that you have tickets for in November, right?
Yeah, but so um I mean like not 2 or 3 months straight and that's it for the year. I just mean I'd like to do a really long one straight because I'd also like
Yeah.
to like I'd like to stay a little bit more outside of city center to see if I find neighborhoods that I like. I'd also like to do a little bit of an extended stay in Newport because I know everybody talks shit about it, but I like Newport. And there's a whole separate kind of vibe that I want to explore there. We're walking around like a lot of the clubs and stuff aren't open during the day. So like when Fingers and I were walking around, I was like, oh, I would like to like go out here at night.
Yeah.
So I'd like to maybe do like a quick trip in the spring, maybe a longer trip in the summer during festival season, depending on what tours get announced, and then another trip in like fall winter.
Well,
Assuming I can't figure out sponsorship before then.
yeah.
But
well, one way or the other, hopefully we can make some overlap happen. I know I'm going to attempt to be excruciatingly busy, if and when I get back over there. But I mean, you go to shows anyway, so like you just come to the shows, hang out with me while I take pictures. It'll be fun.
Also, like anytime I'm over there, especially when I have these long stays in these Airbnbs, like you guys should just come and just stay with me.
Oh.
It's already paid for. I'm already there. You can buy me a dinner or a couple drinks. Like, just be my friend.
Yeah, I just have to. The only thing that sucks is like trying to make it line up with like while the kids are in school, just to like make it easier. So that's like the hard part. But Evie will also be like 4 next fall. So might be preschool ish or some early education since she's kind of way ahead of shit already. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, I'm gonna see my friend Maggie's coming for like a long sit with the dogs for this trip, and she wants to spend some time in New York. So if it goes well, we'll see if anything works out that's mutually beneficial for us for next year.
Hell yeah.
She's going through I don't know if she's going through anything. Do you do human design? Have you done your human design?
I did, and then I learned things
That you didn't like?
I don't want to get all woke and shit on here.
Okay, we don't have to. But
I know. I mean, okay. Well, I promise not to get political, but I want to. I want to talk my shit. Apparently, the creator of the human design stuff was like super racist, and ingrained that into the whole human design thing. So it has some flaws, similar to like love languages and stuff.
I need to read about that. I need to read about the science behind it. What I will tell you though is that I came out as a manifesting generator, which makes total sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, when I did it, everything that I learned, I was like, no, yeah, this fucking tracks for sure. But then I like learned about the dude who like made all of it. I was like, oh, not another white man.
Was it a woman? I thought it was a woman.
No, apparently like
Homework to do.
unless I'm thinking of something different. I think there was something that like the basis of it that I learned about with, like the dude that made it was like not cool. But
I'm gonna look into it now because I like to know that shit.
I have too much beef with too much stuff. I am like, have you seen that meme where it's just like that one friend that's a little too woke?
It's you.
That is me. I don't feel any shame about that though. I'm sorry. I
too.
like I hate to be that guy, but at the same time I'm just like, listen. It's
you don't need to feel
a problem. No, it's honestly it's so annoying for people because it's like, can we just like have a little fun, be a little silly goofy? And I'm like, no, because it's problematic. Like
yeah, but I don't agree that you're that bad with it. Like, if you were, you would give me way more shit regularly for the fact that I can't figure out what to do about my obsession with falling in reverse. Like, I love falling in reverse. I don't love Ronnie Radke. But I listen to Falling in Reverse every single fucking day.
yeah. No, I know we're speaking about shitty artists again. Fucking Rory last night at the show was just like, hey, thanks for being here instead of a day to remember.
Oh no!
Let's fucking go!
Oh my god! Good for him.
No, I love them so much.
That's so funny.
Let's see. We're gonna have to do a tally count. How many episodes I've mentioned fucking Energy Kari on? How many episodes I've mentioned Jason on?
Listen,
the only thing. Those are my personalities. My friends and the things I like. Those are my personality traits. You know.
What else is it supposed to be?
And astrology, I guess. There's that.
Tattoos.
Yeah.
Which I'm supposed to get tattooed this weekend and I can't. I have to move it because I need to get my hair cut.
Oh,
no, dyed. I don't think it's getting cut. I don't know why I said that. Trimmed. I don't know. I'm thinking about cutting a little bit of it off because when I see it in pictures and I see how long it is, I don't think it looks good, but I also never do it, so. Probably.
I wish I had your length. I took a picture last night and the lights were like behind me and I was like, oh, is that Scarecrow? What the fuck is that? My shit is so fried. But I can't bring myself to shave it off because it hasn't been this long in like 2 years. I'm not showing anybody, but
it'll be fine. Yeah. You don't look like Scarecrow.
No. That's why I didn't post that picture. I sent it to chat, but I'm like, this one's not getting posted because I look questionable.
I feel like mine just always looks like plain and flat because it's so long that you can't cut a lot of layers into it at this length, like to make it look, because then it starts to look stringy at the ends. Like it gets stuck in the waistband of my pants and of my jeans. Like it's so long.
What a fucking problem to have.
Yeah. So we're gonna get the color back in this bitch because everything's gold except for the blue, which you can't see on here, but you couldn't see the blue when all the colors were there, but now you can only see the blue.
Blue never comes out. That's
and I need my money piece done again because I just look like a train wreck.
I need to redo mine.
I was blue on your ends.
No, it's green, but it fades to blue because the blue never leaves.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, I might actually. I'm trying to decide. I got like 3 hours of sleep last night. I literally got home at 4:30 in the morning. And I get to drive to Denver tomorrow, right after work. So I'm getting up at 5:30 to go to work.
That's far, right? How far was Denver for you? 7 hours? Did I make that up?
8-ish.
I don't even know how I remembered that.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And I get to do it by myself again because I didn't remember to ask my friend to take time off and come to Colorado with me. But it's fine because I can go to shows by myself now. And it's...
And you're going to be at Red Rocks, right?
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to be
Gothic.
Oh.
Which is still super small, intimate venue. And I get to see my favorite lads again. So...
I love little shows. I fucking hate arena shows. I don't know if I said it last episode. My new boss at my day job is like, she used to be a metal drummer, and she was like, I really hate when like metal bands start playing arenas because they should just be playing in dirty dive bars. And I'm like, please, yes, it's that. Like the tiniest. Please, I want to be stuck to the floor. Like I
Yeah.
want to be glued to the floor.
No, save the small venues. Like I'll happily go to like bigger festivals and stuff where like the crowds are fucking huge and shit like that. But that's also dirty and grimy and disgusting and
Muddy.
yeah, like it's fucking filthy. Like that's the vibe. But not like I honestly, I think the only I just popped my shoulder. Uh
Okay.
I think the only time I've actually been to like a proper arena show was when I saw Misfits like 10, 11 years ago.
My ex father-in-law used to play in the Misfits
Oh.
before my ex-husband was born.
When like Danzig was still part of it.
I don't know. This is years. You're talking about like almost 40 years ago at this point because my
So
ex-husband
probably
died.
yeah. Uh
I don't know that he ever toured. I don't know if he ever like toured with them. I don't know.
nice.
It's like the lore was that Jay used to play in the Misfits, and then he had
Oh.
a baby and he couldn't anymore. But I was at listen. I was in a mosh pit at my ripe old age last week, so I'm fine.
I'm actually surprised that there was like a small pit last night, but like you can't really get a huge pit with like 150 people.
No, it was Newport. Newport showed up a little bit for Alpha Wolf, and we
Yeah.
made friends with these girls, and the one girl's boyfriend was like, "We're gonna go start pits for Alpha Wolf," and I was like, "Can you make it a good one?" And he's like, "Are you gonna come?" And I was like, "Maybe like for the last song, because I want to hang out with my friends. This is like, I came to hang out with my friends." And I gave Lish's sister-in-law my phone like right before Akudama started, and I was just like looking. Oh, like my brain just left. I was just like looking to see what was going on, and I could see her looking at me like, "What is this bitch gonna do? Why did she just give me her phone? What is she looking at?" And I was like looking, and then I just. And I came back and CK was like, "I really thought you were coming over our heads," and I was like, "Dude, some guy really did try to put me up, and I haven't crowd surfed in years," and I almost said yes, but the right side of the show where we were was weak. And I was like, no, because if you guys accidentally pass me right, I'm gonna die. Like I would have to be guaranteed you're gonna send me up the middle, and
Yeah.
I don't trust the right side with my 160-pound ass right now. It was very, very hard to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So hard to do the right thing in that moment, but I did.
Hell yeah. I think I need to see them next time they come around. Uh ow.
They're a problem. They're a problem for me. I'm gonna be. It's gonna be another like fucking 10 shows on a tour for me.
One of these days, I'm gonna go to every single fucking show on tour.
They're gonna be a massive fucking problem. But they're a much more affordable problem than most of my problems.
Yeah.
And they're fun.
Honestly, I'm just never gonna go if I have to pay more than like 80, 90 bucks a ticket, I'm not going to those shows anymore. I've just decided I'm over it. I don't care.
I wish I was. I'm not. I've just set money on fire.
Yeah.
I just need my dogs in a box to live in, really, so I have that luxury. So.
What is this?
Well, actually I'm looking, we're just rambling now.
Whoops.
Which is
That's
fine.
so out of character for us.
I know. I always try to look and make sure that we don't cross over the hour because I don't want to be just another pair of
Listen,
want to be white men podcasters talking about nothing.
never.
No.
Never.
Correct.
I think as long as we keep it like hour and a half at most, we're good. It's fine. We got listen, we have things worth saying, and apparently people like it because they're still listening. So shout out to all of you guys who are keeping up. We love you very much. Thank you for putting up with our insanity.
We love that. We love that you love the chaos.
There's always more to come.
And we'll have to record some of these. You'll get to see my Airbnb when we record some of these while I'm away.
Yeah.
We'll go on a tour because it will be organized because it will not be my home.
I think the next episode we record is going to be from my car. So super excited about that.
this. Check out. Let's see if I can do this without like outing too much of my disorganization. But I want to show my still. Hold on. What's happening? What's happening here?
All of this looks very organized right now. There we are. Okay. Yep.
So
Oh, I think you muted yourself. Oh. Well. I can't hear you. All right. We're having technical difficulties. That's it. All right. Thanks for coming. Love you guys. See you next week.